Welcome back. May is Women's Health Awareness Month, and with Mother's Day right around the corner, it serves as a good reminder and a nice time for mothers to gain insight on their health and any health risks they may have or develop. Joining me is Dr. Ricardo Estape, also known as Dr. E by his patients with HCA Florida JFK North Hospital. Thank you, doctor, for being with us. Mother's Day, that's kind of a good time to stop and say, maybe have those hard conversations when you're together with family, some of the females in your life. What is a family history, but also a reminder, as we were saying, get those appointments scheduled. I know they're a pain, but they need to be done. Correct.
Well, first of all, happy early Mother's Day to everybody.
Sir.
And you're absolutely right about that. This time of year, as school is lending or school is beginning, it might be a time for Shirley to make these appointments. And for mothers in particular, with all the cancers that we see and that I see in particular in GYN, it's really important to make the appointment, at least if they're having any issues or no issues, because a lot of the cancers have no early warning signs.
And gynecological cancers, that's something you see a lot. Tell us, what does that mean? Describe
Absolutely.
that.
So the gynecologic cancers I see are cancers, let's say, starting from the outside in, cancers of the vulva or the vagina, cancers of the cervix are very common, cancers of the uterus, and then cancers of the ovary as well. So, and they all happen at different ages. They don't all happen at the same age. So different women have different risk factors for them. Cervical cancers happen with younger women. Endometrial cancers or uterine cancers happen right around the time of the menopause, and then ovarian cancers typically happen after the menopause.
Talk a little bit about maybe signs or symptoms, because I feel like at least here women are having children later in life, and so some of these things might be postponed a bit. What kind of signs and symptoms? Because as females, it feels like there's always changes going on with our bodies.
That's a great question. If you look at each one of the cancers, a little bit different, but they're a little similar. If you look at cervical cancers, happen in younger women. And they have really no early warning signs until it's too late. And that's why all women should get pap smears. And so minimum every year. Sometimes they'll say depending on whether you're HPV positive or not. And that's a different thing we can get into.
Sure.
I think we've all been exposed to HPV. But truthfully, all women should get their pap smears. And an early warning sign of cervical cancer doesn't exist. So pap smears are really important to find these things early because it's a curable disease. When you get into uterine cancers, endometrial cancers, they do have an early warning sign, which is abnormal bleeding. So, and it doesn't have to be, and some women will come into me and they'll say, oh, I just had a little spotting one time, not a big deal. No, that's a big deal. Any abnormal bleeding, you should see your gynecologist about. And then ovarian cancer is one of those that's called the silent killer because it has no warning signs. And so usually it's too late when the belly fills up with fluid or it's a big mass that it becomes a problem. And a lot of women think that, well, nobody in my family has cancer. Well, truthfully, only 1 in 7 to 1 in 10 women have a family risk of ovarian cancer or uterine cancer, so it's not common.
Talk a little bit about some surgeries or some ways that if this is detected, what you can do now. I know technology's come a long way.
It surely has come a long way. A lot of the surgeries we used to do in the past were big incisions top to bottom.
Sure.
I do almost all my surgeries now robotically, so instead of through one big incision, you do it through 3 to 5 little holes, all of them 8mm holes. We actually see better, the blood loss is less, the recovery is faster. Instead of spending, we were just talking about this the other day, instead of spending 2 weeks in the hospital after a big hysterectomy, you can go home the same day or the following day. So it's come a long way with our ability to do things, and it's not just the smaller holes, is I have other visual cues. I have a camera that can look at fluorescence. I can find the sentinel nodes. I can find the nerves. There's some of the new dyes that are coming out. We can find small tumors. So it really has come a long way with technology.
It's not your grandmother's hysterectomy, if you will.
It's not your grandmother's
And I think that our conversations are becoming more and more open about menopause, different changes that we go through, and hopefully we're all sharing those with our family and talking about it with our friends and definitely with our doctors. So thank you so much. Good information, good reminders as we're focusing on the women in our life. If you want more information on the importance of women's health and more on Dr. E, you can go to our website, WPBF.com. Doctor, thank you.